Hello, good morning students. In the second part of this lesson, we are going to discuss about woolen textile industries. Then the previous class, we have seen that cotton textile industry, jute textile industry and silk textile industries. Today we are going to deal with woolen textile industry. As a cottage industry, the history of woolen textile industry is very old. So, which industry is the old textile industry? The woolen textile industry. Maximum woolen textile mills are in Punjab. Next comes Maharashtra. There are woolen textile mills in Uttar Pradesh also. Ahmedabad and Jamnagar in Gujarat are the centers of woolen cloth. In all the places, then woolen textile industries are there. Other major centers are Bikaner and Jaipur in Rajasthan, Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir, Bangalore in Karnataka. India also produces woolen carpets. Woolen cloth is export to America, Canada, Germany, France, Russia, etc. In these are the countries we are exporting the woolen cloth. So we will see in the map the different types of industries. So which are the places these are the industries are having. So in the black dot we can see that woolen textile industry. So these all the places woolen textile industries are there. Then next we will see that in the black dot is for a cotton industry. Then in the woolen industries you can see that within in the blue dots. So some of the places I can show here. So in the woolen industries. Then next we will see that in the silk industry. Silk industry we can see with that pink color here. Okay, so many other states also having this production of the industries. So in the map you have to locate like this. So in the black note we can see cotton industries which are the states. Then blue we can see the woolen textile industries which are the states. Then silk with the pink we can see that in the silk industries or silk textile industry. So next we will see that synthetic textiles industry. The cloth made from synthetic fiber made by man is strong, durable and does not retain wrinkles. Hence this industry has developed very much because this industry is having more attraction, more importance. That is why because the cloth made from where? From the synthetic fiber made by man is strong. So it is very strong, very durable and also does not remain the wrinkles. The wrinkles may not be there. Hence this industry has developed very much. The cotton fibers are mixed with the synthetic fiber to get mixed variety of cloth. So how we are preparing the cloth. So the cotton fiber are mixed with the synthetic fiber and get to mixed variety of cloths. Main producer of industry are Kerala, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, etc. In these are the places these type of industries are there. Which industry? Synthetic industry. Some of the places Kerala, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, etc. Other centers are Surat, Kanpur, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Chennai, Modinar. So in these are the places then synthetic textile industries are. So these all we have discussed about the large scale industry. So next we will see that sugar industry that will comes under the small scale industry. So one of the small scale industry. Making jaggery from the sugarcane juice is very old industry in India. We know very well about this. Sugar industry stands second after textile in agrarian industries in India. Already we seen that. And the first is for the textile industry in the agrarian base. The second one is in the agrarian based. Then sugar industry. After repairing the crop of sugarcane, it has to be squeezed with 24 hours so that the amount of water is not reducing. So within 24 hours we have to use that one. Then we have to squeeze that sugarcane. So then only we will get the full amount of that sugar juice. Then Otherwise, its sugar contents will be decreased. So after 24 hours, that sugar content or the juice will be going to be reduced. The content will be going to be reduced. That is why sugarcane factories are located near sugarcane growing centers. That is why wherever the sugarcane what is in the cultivation is there, nearby that industries are there for squeezing very fastly. Sugar factories are located in Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, etc. The industry is developed in Gujarat at Bardoli, Gandhevi, Suraj, Navsari, Vyara, Bharuch, Kodinar, and Talala. So, Talala Gir. In these are the places the sugar industries are there. Next, we'll see that paper industry. Paper is made out of soft wood, bamboo, grass, molasses, etc. So how we are getting from where we are getting this paper. So this paper is getting from where? From the bamboo, from the what is in the soft wood, the grass and molasses. So from there only we are getting that type of paper. So already we said about this paper is one of the agro-based industry, means we can be cultivate. Then it is produced in Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Odisha, Karnataka, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu, Haryana. In these are the places then paper industries are there. Next topic we are going to deal with mineral based industry. Those industries wherein minerals are used as raw material are known as mineral based industries. Industries such as iron and steel industry, aluminum industry, copper, chemical, fertilizers, cement, means of transportation and electrical goods are mineral based industries. These all comes under mineral. That is why these industries are considered as the mineral based industries. The first we'll see that iron and steel industry. Iron and steel industry is the axis of modern industrial and the economic development. For the economic development, this is the higher peak level it's there. That is why iron and steel industry is the axis of modern industrial and the economic development. It is considered to be the base industry. Machines and other construction are produced from its production. This can be also considered to be a key industry because the iron and steel industry is one of the main industry. That is why it is considered to be a key industry. The process of making iron is very old in India. From all time, previous years, the many years back, this process of making iron is there. Iron was imported from India to make swords in Damascus. The first factory in India to produce iron was established at Portanova in Tamil Nadu. It was closed due to some reasons. A successful production of raw iron was made at Kulti. In 1907, the factory established at Jamshedpur started producing iron steel on very large scale. So this is one of the large scale industry. Factories were established at Burnpur in West Bengal and Bhadravati in Karnataka. So in the iron and steel industries you can see in the map in the next page. So these are the some of the places that iron and steel industry was established. Iron and steel factories are also established in Bhilai, Rourkela and at Durgapur. Other large-scale factories were found at Bokaro, Visakhapatnam and Salem. In these all the places also this type of the large-scale industries are there. Then a mini steel plant has been found near Hajira in Gujarat. In the small, mini means the small. The small steel plant also we can see in Hajira in Gujarat. A mini steel plant has been found near Hajira in Gujarat. The administration of all iron steel factories except Tata is handed over to Steel Authority of India Limited. That is one of the main factory. So that was the administration of all iron steel factories except Tata is handed over to Steel Authority of India Limited. So all the iron steel companies are under that Steel Authority. India ranks 5th in the world in iron and steel production. So you can underline. So India hold the 5th rank for the iron and steel production in the world. Then next you will see that the aluminum refining industry. After iron and steel industry, aluminum refining is another important industry. This mineral is light in weight, strong, malleable, smooth conductor of electricity and rust proof. So what some of the importance of the aluminum? So already we said then lightweight is very less, and also then what is it? It is very strong, and also malleable means can make any type of shape. So in these are the, and also can be prevent the rust. That is why I said that the rust proof is there. So that rust also can be prevent. Bauxite is the aluminum ore. Other mineral are mixed with aluminum, which is useful in making cars, railway, aeroplanes and machines. So the aluminum that what is in the aluminum is used for making these are the things. About 40 to 50% of expense is incurred in electricity. So this industry is founded where hydroelectricity and bauxite are available easily. Factories producing aluminium are established in Odisha, West Bengal, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. In these are the places the aluminium factories are there. Next we will see that copper refining. The usage of copper has increased due to its properties such as easy conductor of electricity, and it can be mixed with other mineral AC. So what is the importance of copper? So it can be easy conductor of electricity, and also it can be mixed with other mineral. Then copper is useful in electricity industry in making of refrigerator, air conditioner, automobiles, radiators, domestic utensils, etc. So in these are the things also the goods also making with the copper. First copper refining unit of India was founded by Indian Copper Corporation at Gatshila in Jharkhand. So you can underline your textbook that the first copper refining unit was established in Jharkhand. In 1972, ICC was handed over to Hindustan Copper Limited. Beside Hindustan Copper Limited, that is HCL. Today, copper is produced by private sector also. The private sector also this copper is producing. Yet the domestic production is not enough, so it has to be imported. Next we will see that chemical industry. The position of chemical industry in India is very important. The chemical industry is very important in India. Chemicals are of two types, organic and inorganic chemicals. So you can underline that organic and inorganic chemicals are there. Then petrochemicals is the main organic chemical industry. It is used in artificial fibers, artificial rubber, plastic goods, color, chemicals and in medicines. So these all the things also making with the chemical. Then organic chemical industry is founded near oil refineries and petrochemical centers. Inorganic chemicals are used in phosphoric acid, nitric acid, salt, soda ash, caustic soda and chlorine, etc. So then organic organic chemicals and inorganic chemicals is there. So already we said about the inorganic chemicals is used for what? Then the organic chemical is used for. So inorganic chemicals are used for phosphoric acid, nitric acid, salt, soda ash, then caustic soda, etc. India has an important position in the world in the insecticide industry. Gujarat leads in the country in chemical industry. Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Ankleshwar, Bharuch, etc. are the major centers of chemical industry. Next we'll see that chemical fertilizer industry. First chemical fertilizer factory in India was established in 1906 at Ranipat in Tamil Nadu. You can underline, very important. The first chemical fertilizer factory was established in Ranipat in Tamil Nadu in 1906. The chemical fertilizer industry. So you can locate Tamil Nadu in the map if they are asking. The development of this industry started when Utilizer Corporation of India started its factory at Sindhadi. This industry is centered in Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and Kerala. In these are the places the chemical fertilizer industries are there. In Gujarat, the factories producing chemical fertilizer are located at Kolad, Kantla, Hajira, Bharuch, Vadodara, etc. So students, today's class we were discussed about paper industry, then sugar industry, synthetic industry, woolen industry, then the mineral based industries like iron and steel industry, aluminum refining industry, copper industry, chemical industry, etc. We are going to deal with plastic industry. You know very well about plastic. Plastic industry is also known as sunrise industry. You may underline your textbook. Plastic industry is also known as sunrise industry. There has been a constant increase in the demand of raw material for plastic. Because it is waterproof and can fit into any mold, it is used in packing chemicals, textiles, building construction, vehicle manufacturing, electronics, etc. So these are some of the demands for the plastic. That is why still that the plastic demand is increasing. Important centers producing plastics are Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Vadodara, Vapi, Kanpur, Coimbatore and Chennai. In these are the places then mostly the plastic production is there. Next we will see that cement industry. Cement is inevitable in the construction of roads, dams, etc. India ranks second after China in cement production because without cement any construction work is not possible. That is why then India holds the second rank. It produces about 60% of the world production. In the world from India producing 6% of the cement. Limestone, coal, gypsum, bauxite, clay, etc. are the raw material for cement industry. So these are some of the raw material for the cement industry. The raw materials and the products have more weight, so the cement factories are located where the raw material is available in abundance because the weight is more. There is a fairly good development of the industry in Gujarat. Gujarat also cement factory is there, so still it is developing. Next we'll see that transport equipment industry. You might have seen many types of vehicles for travel. Earlier, there were animal driven vehicles which were very slow. In the ancient time or the early time, what are the vehicle we were using? The vehicle which we used by the animals only. Today, in modern age, vehicles with a faster speed along with the development of road have come in use. The industry which produce such a vehicle is known as transport industry. So, you understood that what is transport industry. Next, we will see that railway. That is also one of the transportation industry. A railway service deserve appreciation of traveling in India. Railway manufacture the equipment of its own requirement by itself such as railway engines, passengers coaches, goods coaches, etc. So these are some of the what is in the railway services are providing. So railway engines, passengers coaches and goods coaches. Passengers coach for the traveling for the people, then goods for carrying the heavy loads. These are also produced privately There are three types of railway engines: steam, diesel, electric. So these are the three types of engines, which are the steam engine, diesel engine and electric engine. The steam engine are now used only for the heritage trains, which are run only for the tourism purpose. For the tourism purpose, these steam engines are using. Diesel and electric engines are produced at Mihjam in Chittaranjan Locomotive Works in West Bengal. Then diesel locomotives works at Varanasi and the Tata locomotives works at Jamshedpur. So in these are the places, these type of which type of the diesel and electric engines and producing. Passengers coaches are manufactured at Perampur, Bangalore, Kapurthala and Kolkata. So in these are the places then passengers coaches are manufacturing or it is making. Next we will see that road vehicles. Before independence, we used to manufacture cars by assembling its imported parts. Assembly means making or that joining together and making the proper in the manufacture item. So that is why before independence we used to manufacture cars by assembling its imported parts. So some of the importance like engines or tires, so some of the things we are importing and we are making together and joining, so that we can tell us that assembling the parts. Now the factories manufacturing trucks, bus, car, motorcycle, scooter and cycle are established in our country. Nowadays, then in our countries also these manufacturing factories are there for a truck, bus, car, motorcycle, scooter, cycle, etc. The road vehicles are manufactured mostly by private sector. India ranks 5th in the world in the production of commercial vehicles. You may underline that the India ranks 5th in the world in the production of commercial vehicle. Today, the vehicles and their spare parts manufactured in India are exported to foreign countries. So we are making the some of the parts of the vehicles and we are exporting to the foreign countries. Tractors and cycles are produced in very large scale and we export them overseas. Next we will see that shipbuilding industry. This is an ancient industry in India. In recent times there are centers to build ships of modern style. These are Visakhapatnam, Kolkata, Kochi, Mumbai and Marmango, which are the public sector. So already we have seen that railways, that is in the private sector. Here we can see that the public sector. So which are the places these are making. Then Kochi and Visakhapatnam build ships of large size. Private dockyards fulfill local needs. We have also started producing helicopters. Then aircraft building units are established at Mangalore, Koraput, Nasik, Hyderabad and Lucknow. The building of aircrafts for passenger travels has still not started in India. Aircraft passenger travels has still not yet started in India. Next we will see that electronic industry. Radio set and the telephone industry was established in 1905 in India. Radio set and telephone industry was established in India in the year of 1905. This can be said to be the beginning of electronic industry in India. Bharat Electronics Limited (BEL) was established in 1956 in Mangalore with the motive to manufacture equipment for Akashvani and weather department. Today, it produces various electronic equipment in collaboration with the Indian Space Research Organization, that is ISRO. This industry has brought a lot of changes in the normal life of the people, their lifestyle and the national economy. Bengaluru has become capital of the industry. So, Bengaluru has become the capital of industry. You may underline that. It is also called Silicon Valley of India. So Bangalore is also called Silicon Valley of India. Then Software Park, Science Park and a Technological Park are established for the development of this industry. The future of this industry in India is very optimistic because it will be going to happen. Next we'll see that industry pollution and environmental degradation. What is industrial pollution and environmental degradation? Industrial production has a noteworthy contribution in the electronic development of nation. Industries have increased pollution and the environment has degraded. So already we learned in the lower classes. So what is industrial pollution? What are the pollutions we are facing in our lives? So industrial pollution also one of the important thing, that is because of industrial pollution then environment became degraded. When the environmental condition deteriorate due to natural or man-induced reason, the quality of environment is reduced, which is called environmental degradation. So in environmental degradation can happen by the collaboration or by the support of man-induced as well as in the natural. So that is why it is the so because of that reason the quality of environment is reduced, which is called that environmental degradation. You may underline in your textbook environmental degradation. Mainly 4 types of pollutions are created due to industries, which are air pollution, water pollution, land pollution and noise pollution. These are the 4 types of pollutions. Industries have polluted air and water to a great extent in the present age of competition. So from the industries only that air and water is polluted. The air has become polluted due to very harmful gases like carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide. So because of that reason our air become polluted. Water pollution has increased due to industrial effluents. So because of industrial effluents, then water pollution also increasing. Today, many factories release their industrial waste in the river, ignoring the laws, because which are the waste items. So which are the industrial wastes are there, it's going to be dumped into the river. So because they are ignoring the laws. Water today is heavily polluted than before. Because of that reason, water is very polluted one. Noise pollution is one of the reason for deafness in human life. So why the people are become deaf? Because of the noise pollution. Due to all the machinery in industries and means of transportation, the noise pollution has increased. Man experiences mental tension due to too much of noise. So because of noise pollution or because of too much noise, the man also experiencing some kind of mental depression. So remedies to curb environmental degradation. How we can reduce the environmental degradation? The country should make progress, but the progress should be made in such a way that the environment is not degraded. So what happened? The country should make progress. So for the progress of the country, some kind of progress we are making, but the progress should be made in such a way that the environment is not degraded. So which are the steps has taken? So in that we have to follow, otherwise the environment become degrade. The amount of pollution can be reduced with the proper planning for the industrial development. That is why if you are following the rules and the regulations, then environmental pollution can be reduced. That is why then the amount of pollution can be reduced with the proper planning. Pollution can be reduced also by selection of quality equipment and fuel. And also how can be reduce the pollution? So it can be reduced by the quality equipments and fuel. The air pollution can be curbed through the filter, scrubber, precipitators, etc. So with that the air pollution can be curbed. The water pollution can be prevented by releasing industrial effluents after proper treatment. So then already we said about how we can treat our air. So the same way the water pollution also can be prevented. How can be prevented? By releasing the industrial effluents with the proper treatment or proper planning. Industrial water can be purified after due treatment. So in how we can do the industrial water, we have to do proper treatment by purifying or recycling, and can use and reuse the water. So these are the some of the remedies to curb the environmental degradation. So students, today's class we have discussed about what is plastic industry, then the cement industry, then transport equipment industry, then railway, road, shipbuilding, electronic industry, and lastly we have seen that industrial pollution and degradation, and then how to take care of to curb the environmental degradation. So thank you students. Thank you for listening my class.